Welcome to our online presentation today. We're featuring TRAVCOA'S Egypt, and we're joined today by the product manager for private journeys for TRAVCOA, Joshua Smith. Welcome, Joshua.
Thank you, Lee. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending this presentation. I'm really excited to talk about my recent trip and the experience that I had in Egypt, as I know everyone is curious to see what the atmosphere like is in the destination. So as Lee mentioned, my name is Joshua Smith, and I'm the product manager for private journeys. I've had the pleasure of visiting Egypt twice in the last few years, once back in 2008, and then again last month. And I was really curious to see how the country has changed from the Mubarak time into its current atmosphere, which is essentially a two-year-old country. So there was a little bit of hesitation on my part, but I was anxious, and what I encountered was not only the same loving people, the ancient sites and the warmth, but really a newfound understanding of optimism in the country that wasn't there years ago. And that's really what made the trip even better. So you'll notice I'm standing at the pause of the Sphinx in this image. It's an image you'll rarely find online. This is something that we as TRAVCOA are able to arrange that exclusive access for our clients and your clients. Many of the slides throughout the presentation are actually taken with my iPhone. Just a brief history about TRAVCOA. We are celebrating 60 years, offering life-changing journeys, and really maintaining our status as a world leader in luxury travel. We were founded in 1954 by Mr. William Dalt. He was an explorer and a traveler in the grand tradition, really set the standard for luxury travel. We initiated many firsts in our throughout the years, bringing the first American groups to Nepal. There were no accommodations at the time, so we actually stayed at the Royal Palace. And then in 1979, TRAVCOA was the company that reestablished tourism to Egypt after the Camp David Accords. Then in 1980, we offered our first private jet around the world expedition, and that's continued today by our sister company, TCS Expeditions, who is offering a few journeys next year. And then our legacy is not only that we've opened new doors around the world, but we've also often invented new ways to experience those places, meeting the locals and traveling in the most authentic, comfortable style as possible. Today we offer two brochures. These are our small group escorted journeys and privately guided independent journeys to all 7 continents and over 100 countries. This will be released, these are our current brochures, and then our 2016 brochures will be released in July of this year. And you can sign up to receive these on our website, which I'll show you later. So I'll first tell you about our escorted journeys. A key advantage to this is that our groups are never more than 18 guests, usually about 14 people, and it really provides the efficiency and flexibility in making the most of the opportunities along the trip. We use the world's best hotels, but also the deluxe categories in each of those hotels, and provide wow moments throughout the journey. We, on our escorted journeys, we offer the Dine Around program, and this is exclusive to TRAVCOA, where we allow our guests to dine anywhere they want, to really enjoy that local cuisine. There are no set menus. If they would like to have lobster or filet at every single meal, it's all included in the price. If they dine at the hotel, it's just charged back to the master account, or if they dine outside of the hotel, they simply save their receipts and are reimbursed at 100%. The only exclusions on this program is no alcohol and caviar. Then in 2008, we introduced independent journeys and have since rebranded as private journeys. And these are pre-designed FIT programs available for any day of departure for 1 to 20 guests. We've operated in over 76 countries, and from the moment your guests arrive, they're privately transferred to the hotel, meet with the guide to talk about the program. While we have created an ideal experience in each of these destinations, we realize that some guests have a particular focus. So they have the opportunity to make modifications to the itinerary while on tour. And then for our travel agent partners like yourselves, it's really this collection that provides you with the tools to start that conversation with your clients, and you can give them an idea with a price and then kind of tweak it from there. In a few minutes, I'll go over our Egypt private journey. And then we have our custom journeys. And these are completely designed to your client's wishes. We essentially act as the travel agent's agent. We have the buying power and the expertise in areas that you may not. So it allows you to save time and focus on the relationships while we actually do the work. So with 60 years of strong relationships, we can pretty much arrange anything for you or your clients, anywhere from, again, going down to the Halls of the Sphinx, or we've actually also made introductions with our clients to meet the Pope in Italy, which is kind of crazy. It takes some time, but something we can do. So getting to Egypt and the new information about Egypt. Egypt Air is the national carrier of Egypt. They do offer nonstop flights from JFK 5 times a week, and they're a part of the Star Alliance network. Many of our clients do fly business class. I personally do not, but the nonstop flight that I took last month was wide open, so much that many of us had the entire row to ourselves, and that was actually in both directions. I've also listed a few other carriers that provide the best routing to Cairo from different parts of the U.S. I do want to also mention that there are new visa regulations to Egypt. This was announced 3 weeks ago. So as of May 15th, individual tourists cannot obtain visas upon arrival as they had been able to do so in the past. So I was curious as to why this was implemented, so I spoke with my friends at the ministry, and they said that this is just another measure that they're putting in place to make sure that the protection is there for tourists in the country. So we offer 2 set programs, an escorted and a private journey to Egypt. If neither of these fit within your client's needs, our custom journey planners can put together a tailor-made itinerary specific to the interest of your clients. We actually had 2 clients recently return from a custom journey where they spent 28 days traveling around Egypt. This is between the middle of February and early March. This is actually a picture of them that they sent us at the pyramids at midday. And what was astonishing to them and us prior to me actually going was that there were hardly any tourists at these iconic picture-taking places. So photoshopping people out of the picture isn't necessary at this time. I wanted to read, they sent us a note. I just wanted to read a little bit of their feedback from this. They said, if you have any other clients who want to know if going to Egypt is dangerous, be sure to tell them that we felt very safe in Egypt. Sharif, our guide, said that after 9/11, the Egyptian government went out of its way to protect tourists in general, and American tourists in particular. For instance, at every hotel, there was a member of the tourist police who clearly was tasked with protecting the hotel against possible terrorists. In addition, every morning when we left the hotel, our guide had to tell the policeman where we were going. The policeman would then call other tourist police at our expected destination that we were headed their way. Sharif thus explained that if we were late in showing up, the police would come looking for us. Naturally, at every major tourist destination, there were countless police officers and soldiers with heavy weapons protecting all the tourists visiting the sites that day. Lastly, Linda and I really like the Egyptian people. We quickly found the Egyptians are not only incredibly friendly, but they also have a wonderful sense of humor. On many occasions, people would come up to us and thank us for visiting their country. I've never felt as warmly received by a country as I did in Egypt. It seemed like everyone was going out of their way to make us feel welcomed. So these are some comments that we've just received, and these are clients that travel all around the world on 6-7 trips a year with us. And they were also hesitant before going, but afterwards you can see that they were just completely overwhelmed with the destination and felt safe and really enjoyed their experience. I'm going to talk about our Egyptian Sojourn private journey. So this is, again, available for any day of departure. However, because this program has a cruise within it, there are limitations. So we do say that it starts on a Tuesday. However, we can easily rearrange the program if need be, add some pre-nights in Cairo or an extension to Alexandria to kind of fit what your clients are wanting. So this tour starts and ends in Cairo. And it gives guests the opportunity to see some of the most revered monuments in the world, including the Great Pyramids of Giza, the imposing statues of Abu Simbel, and the underground tombs in the Valley of Kings. What's great about this program is that they have a private Egyptologist throughout their entire time, and that is included while they're on the ship. So while those that are on the ship are going off in group excursions, they have their own Egyptologist. So guests arrive in Cairo, and there's a picture of me at the Mena House, where we have pyramid view rooms in the garden section. And this is within the secured perimeter of the pyramids. So you can see these awe-inspiring views of these amazing structures. So with 2 full nights here, you have the opportunity to see the pyramids in many settings. I was fortunate enough to stay while there was actually a wedding that occurred miles away, kind of behind the pyramids. And it's common for there to be fireworks at weddings. And so although it was a little bit foggy, the pyramids kept lighting up with this glow of fireworks in the background. And it was just one of the most amazing sights that I've seen from the balcony of my room. And then in the upper right, you can see these are views of the pyramids from the lunch at the restaurant at the Mena House. Just absolutely spectacular. And then at the top, you'll see an image of the actual guest rooms at the property. So on day 2, guests meet their private Egyptologist for the week. They travel a very short distance to the pyramids, one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world. And then they venture inside the royal burial chamber before viewing the Great Sphinx of Giza. And then they continue on to Memphis, which is the oldest capital of Egypt, where they admire the Alabaster Sphinx and explore Saqqara to see the Step Pyramid. Then on day 3, guests enjoy a city tour of Cairo, including the Egyptian Museum. They're actually building a new Grand Egyptian Museum right near the pyramids. It was expected to be completed in 2017, but it looks like it's going to be pushed back a little bit further. And I had the opportunity to, was actually the first American to visit this kind of behind the scenes showing the restoration process and how they're constructing this amazing facility. But in the meantime, we'll be visiting the Egyptian Museum, which is downtown. Then we visit the Citadel, the Muhammad Ali Mosque, and then the renowned Khan al-Khalili Bazaar, which has colorful souks and cafes. So then that afternoon on day 3, we fly to Aswan. And then guests are transferred to the Movenpick Hotel, where they'll enjoy the Nile view from their room. Then on day 4, we have a quick flight to Abu Simbel to see the impressive 3,300-year-old temples carved into the hillside to honor Ramses II. And then guests will return to Aswan, where they'll visit the High Dam and explore the ancient granite quarry, and then see the gigantic unfinished obelisk. And then we'll continue to the Temple of Philae, where they'll enjoy a sailing in a felucca around the Elephantine Island, and then a visit to the Botanical Gardens. And then that afternoon, guests will board the Sonesta St. George to embark on a 3-night Nile cruise. So on this cruise, there are 57 rooms, 9 presidential suites, and that is the category. The presidential suites is where we stay. They're very, very spacious rooms, and they have, what I love about them is they have a separate shower and jacuzzi tub in the rooms. So on the cruise, we have stops in Komombo and Edfu, and that's on day 5, and allows guests to tour the famed double temple of Horus and Sobek, as well as the beautifully preserved sandstone temples of Horus. And then on day 6, guests will cruise to Luxor, where they will tour the sacred Luxor temple, that's in the lower right, and the vast temple of the Karnak. And then on day 7, guests will disembark. They'll further explore Luxor's west bank, visit Valley of the Kings, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Site, the infamous tomb of King Tut, and then the Valley of Queens. And then in the upper right, you'll see a picture I took at Nefertari's tomb. So this is actually closed to the public, but another opportunity that we at TRAVCOA can do for your clients. It is a bit pricey, but having a private tour of Nefertari's tomb. Then on an afternoon flight, guests will return to Cairo, where they'll spend one last night at the Four Seasons Hotel Cairo at Nile Plaza in a Riverview room for a relaxing evening on the property. They have a beautiful spa, or they can go on a night cruise, which is right outside the property. And the nightlife on the Nile is really nothing like you've ever experienced. And even just sitting on the balcony watching everything occur was so relaxing. But once you shut those doors, it's completely silent. Then on day 8, guests awake to the last views of this amazing country, and again, pictures that I took from my balcony, and enjoy a great breakfast before heading to the airport. So that is our private journey, and then for 2016, we are reintroducing our Nile Revealed Escorted Journey. Again, it will have all of the same inclusions as our Escorted Journey programs, the Dine Around program, the Travel Director, and these are 4 dates that we've secured for 2016. The actual itinerary has not been completely finalized, It will most likely represent the private journey that I just presented with an additional night in Luxor. I know everyone is very anxious to hear about the security and the safety in Egypt. And I was given some amazing opportunities with the minister, from the Minister of Tourism, to go behind the scenes to see the security measures that have been established in the country. So in addition to the easily viewable presence of tourism police everywhere, all of the tourism sites are monitored by security. Beyond taking photos, I also had an exclusive interview with the program manager and have a video of how everything works in the process at the Luxor City Surveillance Center. Unfortunately, the ministry is still approving that, but it should be released next week. But for instance, at Luxor, not only is Luxor Temple monitored on its own, which is in the upper left-hand corner, and this is outsourced to a German security company. This feeds into the city's security. So there are the 5 major destinations within the country: Cairo, Luxor, Sharm el-Sheikh, Hurghada, and Port Said. They all have their own city surveillance centers. So the tourism sites are fed into this. So for instance, in Luxor, there's 156 cameras that are capturing all of the entrances to the city, in addition to 100% of the tourist sites and all of the 4-star and 5-star properties. So we were actually able, in this video, again, I will be sending this to everyone once it is published. You can see, you can follow a car from the airport all the way to their hotel. And then they can view across the Nile River to Valley of the Kings. It's quite amazing. So this security measure began 10 months ago, and it's going to be completed in about a month. And they really do have that process in place. And so I'm anxious to share the video with everyone, which again should be out next week. So we love groups. A little bit about some of our promotions. If you book a group of 6 or more, we save 5%. And then a group of 12, that 12th person travels free. In addition to our escorted journeys, if you have 12 guests that are booked on a scheduled departure, we will close it out solely for your group. We offer our guests the 7 Continents Club, which comes with a few benefits, including 4% off all of our programs, or 6% off if they've recently come back from a trip, and as well as some insider information. We also offer 5% by booking 2 or more journeys back-to-back, and Egypt provides such a great destination to really combine with other parts in that region, whether it's Jordan or Israel. So much to do in that region. Our brochures are great publications. They're really tough coffee table books, of which we've had to go on eBay and actually buy some old ones that people were selling from the 1980s for our collection. But our website really is a great resource, and it contains all of our programs, all of the private journeys, the escorted journeys. So this is a great resource for you, and you can easily forward it to your clients. And for you specifically as our travel agent partners, we have our resource center, and this contains information about commissions and webinars, and has an image library as well as upcoming FAMs. So you just simply go to our website, and then you can create an account for access, and you're given all of these sales tools. TRAVCOA is based in Los Angeles, and we are available via phone from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday West Coast time. And many of us are also 24 hours by email. And then we have a dedicated sales resource for you. Mr. Rob Fielding is our Director of Operations and Guest Services. And in closing, I just want to thank you for attending this. Again, Lee will be asking some questions that you may have about the destination, about TRAVCOA, that I'm here to answer. And I thank you for listening.
Great. Well, thank you, Joshua. We have some good questions here, and let me just invite all of you listening to send in any questions you might have. Before I start reading these, I just want to make sure that you all know that we would love to hear from you, so send in those questions. So there's a question here, Joshua, about the ship. A question about how many stars you would rate the ship and how food was on board.
I did not have the opportunity to dine on the ship, but our guests, we've been using the Sonesta St. George for 4 years now, and our guests absolutely love the experience. I think what is great about it is the fact that the Egyptologist that they had in Cairo is the one that is accompanying them on the ship. So again, the ship provides their group touring for their the guests, but at Travcoa we have our private Egyptologist. There are other ships that are on the Nile, and I explored probably 8 of them while I was there. So with our private journeys, you have that opportunity to make changes to the ships, to the hotels, if they want to spend all of their time, for instance, on the Oberoi ship on the Nile. We can definitely arrange that. The same thing with the properties in Cairo if they want to stay at the Four Seasons First Residence or the Fairmont or the Mena House, as a pre and post. That's something we're easily able to arrange on our private journey.
All right, thank you very much. And we have a Canadian agent listening in who has noticed that Canadian travel insurance won't honor a policy if guests want to travel to Cairo, wondering how Travcoa is able to handle that and whether you're able to offer travel insurance.
Our travel insurance is, along with everyone else in the U.S., is outsourced to a travel insurance provider. We, as Travcoa employees, are not allowed to actually discuss any of the insurance policies. It's a law by the federal government, but we are more than happy to refer you to the companies that we do use, but unfortunately I can't speak about that.
Okay, all righty. And do you know if Travcoa ever offers agent rates or FAM opportunities for agents?
We do. So our agents, we do offer agent rates on all of our programs, and it is 20% off the published price, and that's for you as well as your one guest. And we do offer FAMs throughout the year. There's a few that are in the works. I don't have any on the schedule at this point, but that resource that I showed on our website is where you'll find that information, and it'll always be updated.
Super, thank you. All right, well, I think that takes care of the questions that we had, Joshua. This has been a great webinar, and many have asked for the replay, so we will make sure that that's available. Is there anything else you might like to share before we close today?
I just want to thank everyone. Egypt is such a special destination, and if you haven't been there, you have to go. As a product manager for Travcoa, I developed tours all around the world, and I've traveled all around the world, and I keep coming back to Egypt because I can't even describe it how special it is, and the people that you meet, the relationships that you make while there last a lifetime. My first trip to Egypt, I actually befriended a student at Cairo University, and he, with his professor, snuck me in the back door of Cairo University. I was able to speak to the students. I became an honorary Egyptian Boy Scout at the Student Union. I made lifelong friends that have grown up and now have children, and it's just one of those places that you have to go to. And I encourage you to really go sooner than later because Egypt is coming back. It is a new country, but now is the time to go because there is no one there. The sites are empty. It is very, very safe. And you just have that opportunity now. So I encourage you to visit on your own with Travcoa and just make that connection with Egypt as I have.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Joshua. And we have other agents listening who would echo your sentiment that Egypt is one of their favorite places as well. So great that you could be here to share your most recent trip with us. And we hope all of you, as you're thinking about Egypt, again, will think to Travcoa because really I think no one has been doing it longer or better, or does it better than TRAVCOA. So with that, we'll say good day and conclude our webinar. Goodbye now, everybody.